Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review. I'm here today to talk to you about why Stargirl has now broken my heart because it has been CW'd. See, this really does pain me because the first episode of season 2 was actually pretty good. And I love everything in season 1. Season 1 is what I wish Titans would be. See, season 1 has a nice blend of lightheartedness, darkness, humor, and grittiness. And it blends all of those elements together in one nice cohesive episode, or show I should say. It's not too dark, it's not too light, the dialogue's not too fluffy. Like, it's just all around nice. And the villains, for the most part, are really, really, really good. And, you know, not everything has to be all dark and grim, and it doesn't have that filter. Now, originally, when I saw that Stargirl was going to be like some type of Teen Titans Justice Society type show, I was pissed off. But then I started watching the show, and I'm like, oh, you know what? This little teen version of the Justice Society is actually pretty cool and everything. And I wish Titans would be like that. And the thing about the Stargirl is that she's originally was supposed to be a DC Universe show. But then DC Universe started to, well, it was about to shut down because it was sucky. And they were going to switch everything over to HBO Max. But for some bizarre reason, they decided to take Stargirl and put her over on the CW. I guess because, you know, the main star is a female and, you know, they love female empowerment over there. Also, the team is very diverse in terms of race. And so, you know, that's what the CW is all about. So it would make sense for it to be on the CW. But, you know, the other shows are diverse too. But the other shows are more grittier. Throwing out F-bombs left and right. And the Stargirl doesn't do that. So they put it over in the CW. And I was worried too. I didn't know how much of an influence the CW would have in the first season. But luckily, I guess they didn't have much. Or, you know, or something like that. Because it was actually a really good show. Stargirl is actually a show I actually own on DVD. I don't own no other HBO Max or Arrowverse type show on DVD. It's only Stargirl. Because that's the only real good one that I can really sink my teeth into. It has action, it has drama, you know, like I said, all that stuff is blended all nicely. Now Doom Patrol, oh no, I take that back. I also have Harley Quinn on DVD, the first season. That show is awesome. Now Doom Patrol is a show I really love too. When Titans gave us all the dark grittiness, Doom Patrol gave us heart and emotion and story, actual real story. And that was really great. I really like Doom Patrol too. But here's the thing. About a decade ago, the CW was actually a pretty good network. I say about a decade and a half ago. Like I said before, it was a pretty cool network. It had a lot of cool shows on it. But then something happened to the CW. See, the CW lost its mind. It went clubbing with a few of his friends, probably CBS, and it had one too many drinks. And then it woke up next to a person it doesn't even know, and then next thing you know, it got infected. It got infected with bad writing. And you know something? I realized something. I am allergic to bad writing. Achoo! And you know, I don't like sneezing and coughing all the time. And it really pains me to have to be ill from bad writing. And that is what the CW has become. The CW does not take itself seriously no more. Riverdale is a bad show. The 100 used to be a great show, but towards the end, it became crap. And then it got canceled. There are other shows, the Arrowverse. I do not watch no more. The Arrowverse used to be actually pretty cool. I used to enjoy pretty much each first season and a little bit of the second seasons of each show. But then something happened. Bad writing took a hold of it. And, you know, when it comes to say like Legends is a strange show. It does not take itself seriously. I realized that in the crossover they had where it was like this giant stuffed animal bear, like a Bisbo or something like that. And I'm just like, they're supposed to fight a giant teddy bear. And then I remember I saw like a trailer for one of their seasons, and all of the legends got turned into puppets. And I'm just like, what in the world? What in the world is this? You know? And it's even to the point now when you see a show like Legends and sometimes Supergirl with a dialogue, it feels like you're watching a like Disney Channel show. It really does, for the most part. And because that's how the humor has gone now. And the acting. And sadly, in the third episode, the second season of Stargirl, it has been CW, but it is slowly getting there. It hasn't fully gotten there yet, but oh, it's getting there. And I can tell because I can see its formula all around this show. See, the story is moving along at an extreme slow pace. That's the CW formula for you. They love to stretch things out as far as they can and not reveal things till halfway into the season and towards the end. Also, there is a abundant lack of action. I'm just sitting there watching this show thinking, when are they going to actually fight somebody? And sometimes they do, and sometimes they don't. Also, I've noticed the dialogue is starting to get a little weak. It hasn't got preachy yet, but it's getting pretty stale. Also, I've noticed is that like I said before, the first episode of season 2 was pretty cool. I liked all that emotion that was in there. And that was really good because it was harping off of season 1 finale and stuff. But now we're getting into new problems and stuff. And like, take the stuff with Beth. Her parents are going through a divorce and she's upset about that. I understand that, but here's the thing. I honestly don't care. And why I don't care? We don't know much of anything about her parents. For the most part, we don't even really know if her parents even actually love each other. Why? Because in the first season, we only see her parents for probably like one episode, maybe 2 at the most. And the only screen time they had was when they was on the computer screen talking to their daughter, having lunch because she has no friends. And so that is all we know about the parents. And the mom's like a scientist, I think. The dad, I don't know. Maybe he's a scientist too. Other than that, that's all we know. So it's kind of like I could really care less if her parents are going through a divorce, because I honestly don't even know her parents. And for the most part, I only care a teeny tiny bit, and that's only because of how I knew she was in the first season. She has no friends. Her best friend is an AI system in her goggles. She will not stop talking to him. She probably is in love with him for the most part. And it's like, but now she has friends because she's a superhero and stuff. And so it's like, so it's kind of like, okay, yeah, your parents are getting divorced, but now you have friends to eat lunch with, so it's not all that bad. Then we got the stuff with Rick, him and Grundy. That still doesn't make no sense with me. He was bent on killing that dude last season until he had sympathy towards the end because he saw he was wailing on him too hard. And it's been implied that, Grundy was brainwashed by Brainwave. I don't know if Rick knows that or not, but in this season, we just constantly see him going out in the woods and feeding Grundy. We don't see Grundy because they don't have the budget for that type of CGI. And last season, Grundy did not look so great. Which is probably why this season we haven't seen Pat use his mech suit that much, because they don't have the budget. And the CW has no budget. And another way this show is getting CW is like the humor. The humor in this episode, I was like, Lord have mercy. I felt like I was watching a Disney Channel show. What's his name? Thunderbolt God, what's that little genie pink dude's name? I forgot. I'm gonna call him Thunderbolt, or I might call him Genie. So Genie dude, he's really comedic and everything. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? And he is hanging out. I think what Mike is his name. Courtney's brother. And for the most part, I've never cared for Courtney's brother. He was just a little annoying last season. And he's literally just there to cram into the show to like piss her off because he's the brother and to get jealous and stuff. But at least he served that purpose last season of being the jealous brother. But for the most part, I'm not really stoked on the whole family thing. I'd rather just see a show about the superheroes, if that would be nice, you know what I'm saying? I could care less about the mom. The only reason why I care about Pat is because he's from the comics. But this version of Pat needs to kind of like man up a little bit more because he's a little too soft and a little too preachy. But I need him to be a little bit more forceful and shout, because when this dude gets mad, you really can't tell. But he always has like a disappointed look on his face, so just get a little bit more grumpier. But for the brother, I could care less about the brother. I don't want the brother joining the team, which he joined last season towards the end. And that's another thing about the CW. The teams. I'm tired about the teams. I want to see a show about a superhero. But they always have to cram in as many heroes and put them in a team and add their family members and their loved ones and crap. Now back to the humor. Now I will admit, when he asked the genie dude to make them boys stop, and the genie dude started throwing out a bunch of like stop signs, yeah, that was funny. I will admit, I laughed. But, you know, it's just like, it was a little too over the top funny for a show like this. And the thing about this show is that it's not too dark and gritty, it's sweet. And you don't want to make it too sweet because then it's going to hurt your teeth and everything. Now, the last problem I have with this show getting CW is the villains. The villains this season have been extremely watered down. And they're starting to do the whole redemption arc of the villains. I hate when they do that crap. Like, give it time, man. Okay, so, Shade. He is supposed to be a big time villain from the comic books. The dude is evil, but in a classy kind of way. And so, they have the class, they have the charm. But it seems that this dude isn't evil. He's looking for something and he's trying to prevent something. And he knows that thing that's coming to get the kids with his Eclipso is gonna hurt the little teen version of the JSA. And I think he is trying to prevent that. And it was kind of misdirection from earlier in the last couple episodes, because they had him looking shady like he's gonna do something, but now we see he's not. And I'm just like, dude, don't do this to your villain. Like, stop this crap. This is the one reason why I haven't even watched the Joker movie yet. I'm going to, because I'm curious. But I haven't watched it yet. Why? Because I do not want to see a sympathetic Joker. I want to see the Joker act crazy, laugh about 1,000,000 times, and kill random people, and then have Batman punch them all in the face. That is the Joker I want to see. I don't want to see a Joker where I feel sorry for. I have never seen darn it, what's that movie? Maleficent with Angelina Jolie. I am not going to watch that, because she is supposed to be a villain, not a sympathetic hero or anti-hero or whatever. I have not seen why I can't talk tonight? My lips are getting stuck together. I have not seen Venom. Venom is supposed to be a super villain. And then later on in the comic books, he turned into anti-hero. But they straight up made this dude into an anti-hero, all because of this whole stupid Disney-Sony deal with Spider-Man. And I'm just like, no. I want Brock to be bitter. I want him to be hateful and mean, and I want Venom to be evil. That's all I want. All right? That's all I want. And they're not giving me that. I don't want to see a Shade who is nice. And then there's the other girl. God, I forgot her name. Is it Jade? Jamie? Oh, what is that girl's name? I'm forgetting people's names because that's how much interest I'm losing in this show. The girl with the scales who can like regenerate and with the claws and who like is really evil, who has Calypso and everything. She was doing the evil thing. I'm like, all right, but she ain't did much of the evil thing. But she was doing like a teeny tiny bit of it. But she ain't did much of nothing. And then we see her with Eclipso, and we see her doing the evil thing. Then we see Eclipso use her to kill her mom, and that upset her. Why did it upset her? We know she hates her mom. So why in the world would this upset her for? And I just don't get it. Like, I just don't get why they turn in one of the coolest villains, two of them, and turning them nice. And then we have the villain Sportsmaster, and what's her name? What's her name? Is it Cherish Tigers or something like that? I can't remember her name. But the Asian lady, the married couple who has ornaments for like parents and stuff. And like, yeah, they've been in prison, they're getting out, and in the next episode, it seems like they're trying to turn over a new leaf, but I bet you anything they're gonna end up betraying people. So they're probably just playing the ruse and everything. If they're not, and they're legit trying to turn nice, I will probably rage quit this show because I really used to love this show. And it's getting too sweet and sugary for me. And it's getting a little too CW for me. And I'm tired of sneezing and coughing from all the bad writing. Oh, and I'm having a teeny tiny bit of a problem with a little something I saw in this tonight's episode. Towards the end, when the genie dude went to a new owner. He went to the black kid. His sister called him Ducky. Now, the actor who plays him, hilarious. The dude's on a show on Netflix called Malibu Rescue. It's funny. Go check it out. You will love it. I love it. So I'm happy to see him on this show. However, I'm having a little bit of a problem. I don't understand why is it that he's gonna probably join the group because the genie dude's with him. So now the show's gonna have two black characters, and what's pissing me off is that why is it that this show, the two black characters are like losers, like dorks, with no friends. They're like pathetic. Why did they make the two black kids like that? I didn't care they made one of them like that. Like in the last season, that's how Beth was. I didn't care. And then Beth later has some friends, but she's still pathetic and everything. But she slowly is becoming like, a very social, normal type person. But now in the second season, we have another person. Since Beth is now changing into an all around like social person, now we have a new person who is basically Beth 2.0 who has no friends and is always on an electronic device. And it's once again another black kid. So why is it that the two black kids are the ones that have to be dorks? I don't understand that. Couldn't they have made like another child a dork or something like that? And have like one black kid that's actually pretty confident or something like that? It's like, I don't get it. It's a little irritating to me because, I am black. And it's kind of like, if little kids are watching this for the first time and never knew who these characters are, they're going to have their first impression of like a little black kid being like a dork. With a loser with no friends and stuff. And it's just a little irritating to me. And I was like, why they had to do that crap? And and that's something that I've been ranting about when it comes to CW, when it comes to like people of color, is that they don't always treat their people of color great. Like I made an entire video when it comes to like Josie and the Pussycats from Riverdale and stuff. Alrighty, well I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.